phone.
It is on. Yo.
No, you came up here and asked her about her fucking thing on her windshield, bro.
What the fuck? Who did that? Yo!
Whoa. I got a whole baby here, bro. I have a whole fucking baby here, bro.
Oh my god, yo.
Turn your phone.
It is on. Yo. I'm pressing harassment charges on you guys too. Shut up! Oh my god, yo. Yo, get the fuck out! Get out here!
Hold on.
You're gonna be fucked up!
Hold on.
You're gonna be
I can't
fucked up!
fucking see.
I'm pressing fucking charges, yo!
You got me fucking leaking, bro? In front of my baby, yo. Bro. About a child support warrant?
Y'all got me fucked up. A child
Bro, dude. You see my face? No, imagine if you was a real hillman. I don't struggle with y'all, yo. No, I don't do that shit, though. I don't do that, and you know it. Everybody knows that. I don't struggle with y'all.
I'm so done with
I did not.
bitch ass
It's
cars.
a baby in the car,
I'm
dickhead.
done with you bitch ass cars.
Did one of y'all just shoot somebody for nothing?
Yep.
Ah!
I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem.
You know when you were
Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, and safety unto the Lord's elect. Honor, brother, your call for the GMS Cleveland can't come back, Lord, one with a quick and edifying lesson. And once again, another example of our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the biblical Israelites. You don't understand wisdom, nor do you apply it. Okay, what you have to understand is that you are in the hand of this man, the so-called white man. All right, and the scriptures say that he had the power to kill. He had the power to put you to death. Yahweh Shai, he told us how to deal with these Romans, which the Romans were Edomites. The biblical nationality of the so-called white man is the Edomites. These police officers all look like Edomites. And you see they roughed up this Jake because he's getting an attitude with him and he's raising his voice at him and he's, talking to them as if he's the authority. You're not the authority in this society and you don't have equal rights. And they busted him up pretty bad. The scriptures say that Lord said, I wound and I heal. So the Lord bust up this Jake. Because when it comes to authority, the Heavenly Father advised us to respect authority. And we're going to get the precepts because we was recently talking about this. The brother had said he got pulled over by Ohio State troopers a couple of days ago and they let him go, even though his tags was messed up. And I told the brothers, I'm like, well, when you agree with this devil, they let you go damn near 100% of the time. Because you got to think, they're constantly pulling people over and people are constantly giving them attitude. People are constantly pushing back. People are constantly telling them, I know my rights, what I can and what I won't do. And so when they finally encounter someone that agrees, like Yahweh Shai told us, they let them go. And I done got pulled over at least 7 times within the past 5 years, and I have not got one ticket. Every time I get pulled over, I get let go because I always am respectful. Yes, sir. No, sir. Sorry about that, sir. Sorry about that, Mr. Officer. I apologize. And they always let me go. They never write me a ticket. And I take that into account of me applying wisdom. This is St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly. Like I said, when they finally encounter someone that agrees with them, instead of, yeah, you put her over about something on the windshield. What the fuck? Like these niggas ain't holding guns. Like they ain't got the badge. Like they won't snatch you up out of there, slam you against the ground, and take you to the jail. And that's exactly what they did. It says, there's a difference between being tough and being stupid. It says, Matthew 5 and 25, agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him. When he dealing with you, agree. We went down to Columbus a couple of days ago and got pulled over by Highway Patrol. And, you know, the brother was kind of salty that he pulled us over. I said, you know, it's all good. It's okay. You know, just be cool with him. And we was cool with him. The brother agreed with what the officer said, you know, and the officer let us go. Like I said, all the time they dealing with people constantly trying to be combative, constantly, you know, disputing whatever ticket they want to write. So it's like a breath of fresh air when brothers apply the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and agree with them. It's like almost reverse psychology, and they end up letting us go. So it says, agree with thine adversary whilst thou art in the way with him. At least at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Now this Jake is going to jail for resisting arrest, obstruction of justice, and whatever other charges they could say that he hit them, or battery on Leo, assault of an officer. Now he's got a litany of charges, and now he's going to go to jail for a certain amount of time, when all he had to do was stay in the back seat and remain quiet. And they probably would have never messed with him, because clearly he's not the one driving. That this is our people. Okay? They're willing to fight the wrong fights. What about the fight for Yahweh Shem Yahushua out there on the highways and byways? What about that fight? What about the fight for truth? You know? Romans chapter 13 verse 1, it says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. So the powers that be, the powers that are established in the earth, the ones who are ruling the earth, they were set up and ordained by the Heavenly Father. So verse 2 says, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, when you resist the authority that the Lord set up, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Right. And he was displaying evil works by not agreeing, by not applying wisdom. And we know more than likely, 99 times out of 100, that Jake is just a 2/3 nigga who does evil on a day-to-day basis. Adultery, idolatry, you know, breaking the Sabbath day, calling on false gods, which is idolatry. Majority of our people are into idolatry and adultery. So they're doing evil. And this is why Esau and his police force is a terror unto them. He terrorizes our people because our people are in the midst of evil. It says, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt praise of the same. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. The white man would do you good. The police officers would do you good, could do you good if you did the right thing. They wouldn't be a terror unto you. For he is a minister of the Most High to thee for good, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. I just seen another video of a Jake. The police officer had him at gunpoint, and the person recording was like, he can't wait to shoot you. He can't wait to shoot you. And he can't, because he beareth not the sword in vain. The Lord gave him that sword for a reason. He gave him military superiority for a reason. He gave him advanced weaponry to use it. He don't bear it in vain. He ain't carrying it for nothing. It says, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So the Lord uses the so-called white man to render wrath unto our people that do evil. He has the power to put you to death. So you ought to be afraid. You ought to be not in a fearful way like the way you fear the Heavenly Father, but you ought to have a certain reverence and respect for authority. I mean, it's not a game. His life, your life is in his hands, which he's being controlled by the Heavenly Father. And the Heavenly Father is watching how you respond to these devils and how you move in this man's society to determine if you're going to be punished or not. The scriptures call Esau Edom the sword of the Most High. He is the sword of the Most High. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 9 and verse 13. It says, keep thee far from the man that have power to kill, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. So you supposed to try to remain far out this devil's path, man. You know, you got these people that go online, they record the police, and they intentionally get in the way with him. And they think because they can quote the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and all these different, laws or whatever, that's going to protect them in that moment, but it really doesn't. These devils can do what they want. And yeah, they might sit down if they, let's say they put you to death, they might get sentenced to 5 years in prison. What's 5 years in prison to you being back in the spirit world? Would you rather sit 5 years in prison or be dead? Keep thee far from the man that have power to kill, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, or if he come unto you, it says, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. You gotta be aware of that, man. This devil could take away your life where you stand, right where you stand. He could shoot you up and say, I fear for my life. I thought he was going for a weapon, after he just told you to grab your driver's license. It says, if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. You got to remember that America is the valley of the shadow of death. And these devils, they will set traps for you. That's why the Lord said that we walk up amongst snares. These devils will set traps for you. And one of the traps that they set for you is for you to buck up against them. For you to act like you know your rights. You don't got to step out the car. There's no probable cause. What is your reasonable, articulate suspicion? All the shit that Jake be trying to, you're not an Edomite. You still 3/5 of a man according to the Constitution. These Edomites, they can throw them laws around and they might get a little bit more respect. But the Lord said, as far as his people, agree with thine adversary. And he probably will let you go. More times than not, he will let you go. Because you're doing what the Heavenly Father told you to do. Proverbs 16 verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh his enemies to be at peace with him. See? The Lord is in control of these devils. So when you do what the Heavenly Father is pleased with, he will make your enemies to be at peace with you. But if you do the opposite of what the Lord said, and you tell the officer, fuck you, I'm an Israelite, I'm doing commerce, I don't have to have a driver's license. That's that Moorish American doctrine. Well, now the Lord's going to have this devil on your ass. And you're going to deliver you to the judge, and the judge's going to deliver you to the officer, and you're going to be cast into prison. And it said you ain't going to get out till you pay X amount of dollars. Let me go back to that Matthew 5 and 25. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him. At least at any time that the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto you, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. So you're going to have to pay a whole lot of money to get out that jail, to get out that jam. You're going to have to empty that bank account in order to be let go. Or you could just agree and none of that would ever happen in the first place. So just a little word of advice, a little bit of wisdom coming out of the scriptures. Because the words that I speak to you, they are wisdom and they are life. That's what Yahushua said. And these are instructions for righteousness. Okay? It says, such as keep it shall come to life, but all that depart from it shall die. So Lord, when this is edifying, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Kom Yashar Shalom.